everybody, welcome back to my English grammar classes. So today we're going to talk about the word whose. I've been asked a few times to explain the meaning of this word and when we use it basically. So first of all, the meaning is always the same. It means possession, okay? Something belonging to whom, or eventually belonging to someone I've mentioned before, okay? So this is always the meaning. We use it in two different situations, two different circumstances. So the first one is in questions, okay? Normal questions. So, example, whose birthday is it today? Whose birthday is it today? It means I don't know. This birthday belongs to someone, but I don't know to whom, basically. This is the meaning of whose. And whose is always together, is always close to the noun I'm talking about, to the noun I'm referring to, okay? The rest of the sentence is quite normal, okay? It's a question, so they have the verb, then the subject, and the rest of the sentence, okay? So whose birthday is it today? Whose birthday? Okay, I'm asking about this birthday, okay? I don't know. This birthday belongs to someone, but I don't know to whom. Another example, whose book is it? Okay, whose book is it? Same thing, same meaning, okay? Always whose together with book I'm referring to, and is it is always the question. Now, pay attention, we use it with same meaning, not just for questions, so interrogative sentences, but also for indirect questions. You know that indirect questions mean that the meaning of the clause is the same, okay, but it doesn't have a question mark because it is introduced by another sentence. Example, using the question we mentioned before about the birthday, I can create an indirect question. So, I wonder, I don't know, I'm asking you, I can use many different clauses, okay, main clauses. So I wonder whose birthday it is. The meaning is exactly the same, okay, I'm asking the same thing, okay. The only difference is that this is not a question anymore. I don't have a question mark, I just have a full stop here, and obviously whose is always together with the noun I'm talking about, but the difference is the rest of the sentence because the subject it is before the verb is in this case, because it's not a question anymore, okay. This is the only difference, okay, but the use of whose is exactly the same, okay. Then again, the second situation in which I can use whose is in relative clauses. It's in relative clauses. We have talked a lot, remember, I talked a lot about relative clauses, defining, non-defining, structures, meaning, rules, and everything. That was lesson number 7. So if you have any questions, any doubts about relative clauses, you just have to type lesson 7, okay, relative clauses, and you have all details. Anyway, whose can be used as a relative pronoun. The meaning is always the same, also in this case. Obviously, this is not interrogative, but I'm always talking about possession. Example, this is the book, okay, this is the book, this is my main clause, and then I start the relative clause. Whose title? I can't remember. Okay, this is the book, whose title I can't remember. Okay, whose is always referring to another element, the book in this case, and I'm talking of something, the title, okay, that belongs to that element, to the book in this case, okay? So it's always, the meaning is always possession, okay? Something belonging to the element of the main clause, basically. In this case it is an object, it can also be a person, I don't know, this is the woman whose child is playing in the garden, okay, in this case the meaning is exactly the same, okay, the child belongs to her, well, this is not very beautiful to say, but this is the meaning, and she is a person, so it doesn't matter whether it is a person or an object, as in this case, okay, so we have to pay attention sometimes with relative pronouns, because we know that who is always used for persons and which just for objects, but whose can be used for both of them, okay? I use the comma here because this is a non-defining relative clause, but again, if you have questions, you can go back to lesson number 7. Just one more thing, yeah, you have to be a little careful about the spelling, okay? Pay attention, because the pronunciation of whose, this whose here, is exactly the same, it's almost the same pronunciation as whose, this whose here, who is, okay? But they are completely different. They are two completely different things, okay? Well, who's here, we already said, it's an adverb in this case, a relative pronoun in this other case. Whose little brother is he, okay? I'm asking, okay, about this little brother. Whose is obviously written like this. I can't say who and s, which is, okay? No, wrong. On the other side, okay, I say who's there. This is who is there. Who's there? I can write it like that. They are two completely different things, okay? Who is, in this case, it's an adverb. I can use it also as a relative pronoun when I'm referring to people, to persons, okay? And the s is the verb to be, is in this case, okay? And this is written in completely different way because it is a completely different thing, okay? So this is a huge grammar mistake. Pay attention, okay? When you read that, okay, you read one of the two, you can obviously understand that. But even when you hear, when you listen to someone talking, speaking, and using these two words, you can anyway understand the difference because they have completely different roles in the sentence, okay? I know that many native speakers sometimes may make mistakes and they write one or the other in the wrong way. This is the same thing we said about they are there. This is almost the same situation, okay? Similar pronunciation, and then probably because okay, they write they don't pay attention or anything, and they may also mix the spellings here, but this is absolutely wrong, so pay attention to the difference. Okay, I think it's all for now. I think I've told you everything about whose. If you got any questions or any more requests, just leave me a comment below. Thank you very much for watching. See you very soon with English Grammar. Bye!